Hi, we're Mike and Leanna of the Dry Campers. We design and install solar and lithium systems on RVs. We travel the country doing this.
So this week is part 2 of a series for the Grand Designs Momentum that we started last week. If you haven't watched part 1, there'll be a link here, so you can go ahead and click on that link and watch part 1 and see the whole install. And there was just so much content that, you know, we had to do a 2-parter. So we hope you enjoy this install, and let's get to it.
Today is Wire Up Solar Day. Alright, we've got 4 320 watt panels. We're going to put them in this configuration, 2 at the rear, opposing, and we're going with a custom tilt bracket that will be drilled so that it gets some of the pitch out of the roof and allows the panels to sit almost perfectly flat. And then we've got a panel here by the door. The door's right down on the other side there. This is up towards the bedroom area. And then we're putting the last one all the way up at the front. Might get a little bit of shading because of the AC and the OTA TV antenna. The panels will be raised up, you know, 2 inches on towards the center side, and then almost 4 inches out at the edges. When you wire tilt brackets, you have to wire it a little differently because you got to plan to have enough wire so that the panel can tilt either direction. So it is a little bit different, and it does use more wire. So that's why adding tilt panels to a solar install, it generally, you know, drives the price up a little bit. So anyhow, let's get wiring. So we have a nice open hole. I don't know if you can see down in the hole, but there's another hole in the hole. But that hole is not big enough for the whole bunch of wires. Holy cow. Now I have to go inside and make the small hole a big hole. What's the thing we're looking for? Looking for light. I can't tilt the camera except to go like that. And there's the hole I'm looking for. Now I have to work a drill in there and make it a little bigger. We have a hole in the top, which I made just a little bit bigger so I can get enormous solar wires coming in. Now I come to the bottom, which is right here. Do a little more digging. And looks like a solid piece of wood there. It's because it is a solid piece of wood. There's no hole in the bottom. If you're going to advertise a chase for satellite or fill in the blank wiring, chase needs to go both directions. In the top, out the bottom. That's all I gotta say. The underbelly is all installed. I don't have any of the walls put back yet, so I just want to do kind of a final walkthrough. We have shutoff for coach, multi+1, multi+2. Over here we have spare wire running up to the roof to do an additional 1200 watts. MPPT. I still have to do a little wire management. For this install, it does have two multi-pluses, and the reason for that is the owner of the coach wanted to be able to run more than one AC unit at the same time. So for an AC to be able to run off of an inverted system, obviously you're inverting from DC power, which is your battery bank or solar, and then converting that and then producing about 12 to 13 amps of AC, which roughly pulls 138 amps per hour off of your battery bank to invert and run one AC. So when you're figuring out watts to amps conversion, so if an AC unit pulls 12 amps, you take that number and you multiply it by the voltage, which is 120 volts, which is 14.4 amps. When you look at a battery bank, you look at it in amps instead of watt hours. It's just, in my opinion, it's easier. So if you're going to run an AC unit, it is that's how you get down to the numbers. There's also, if you look online, I don't remember where I found it, but I found an appliance list that gave you the watts and amps of almost anything that you can possibly run inside an RV, that tells you how many amps off of a battery bank each unit would take to power from inverted power. AC unit pulls enough power that a single multi-plus would be able to do it, but when you run that second AC, you have to have another inverter because it just pulls too much on it. But it was to be able to run 2 ACs at the same time if they wanted to just quickly cool the coach down.
Okay, so I did one extra thing. He had a little light that was right here in this area, a little push button light that only lit from this area. We did a light strip all the way across and put it on a regular electrical looking house outlet type rocker switch.
Alright, so what we're having to do on these custom brackets, this this roof is very curved, so this is the reason that you can't use just those what the standard flat tilt panel or bracket, sorry, for the panels, because the roof isn't flat. You know, this one has such a curve to it that we've had to use spacers, which is...
We're using composite plastic deck board to make the gap so it'll never rot. I'm doing 2 screws in each end.
Well,
and
on the bottom of it, we put the ProFlex. Yep. So that it's not only just composite board, it's also on with ProFlex. Then we're doing ProFlex on the top. Then we're using stainless screws. Then we're putting ProFlex on top of that as well, so that nothing is ever going to rust or decay or let water in.
No leaks.
Yeah, no leaks. That is always our goal. But this man always comes up with a solution, and this was what the solution was. So, I mean, sometimes you just gotta do it, you know. These are his custom brackets that he's done. So, we put ProFlex on the bottom of all of them, and in each screw hole, and then again on top of each screw. And then we are using stainless screws as well. So
stainless screws and stainless washers.
Stainless washers, yeah. So it's a little bit more, you know.
Getting this stuff everywhere.
Yeah. It's like so much fun to work with.
Least favorite thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, he's gonna do it right, regardless. And so, you know, if it's a little bit more cost to us, then so be it. You know, we quote a specific way to do things, and then if we have to go above and beyond that, that's what we do, and that comes out of our pocket, and we're totally fine with that, because that's your motto.
That's how we take care of our customers. I mean,
yeah,
they're expecting a premium installation, so whatever it takes, the installation is going to be, you know, top notch.
Yeah. And a lot of times that means extra time, you know, that we didn't have planned for. Like, we were supposed to already have been going in Tampa, and hopefully at the Tampa show. But you know what? Like, that's what it, I mean, that's what it is, you know?
This is how we're spending our anniversary. She's up here helping me up on the roof. And
that's kind of a way to spend time together.
Yeah.
We're not going to sacrifice our values and ethics
on the job.
You know, on a job, just so that we can go have fun or go, you know, whatever. Because we're going to celebrate this weekend, I promise.
So in short, I'm not a clock puncher.
Oh, absolutely not.
So I don't work super fast, and you know, every job that we've done, they run over a little bit. But you know, it's for the benefit of the customer to make sure that when I walk away and we leave and they're 2,000 miles away from me, I have no doubt that their system is going to, you know, work perfectly. And that's my goal.
So on these brackets up here, we have, yes, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 screws, and they're stainless steel, but he has 9 screws in this one. Because it's at the front end, so it gets the most air, right? And then the front one had actually stripped out because, I don't know why. We don't know why it stripped. Right, yeah, there was nothing underneath it, yeah. So anyway, so we wanted to ensure that it was definitely not going anywhere. So, you know, we put extra ProFlex, extra stainless steel screws, and it has 9 screws in just that one side, so it's not going anywhere. Look at that. Pretty cool. So something else that we wanted to kind of touch on, our channel is really for showcasing his work to potential and future clients. This is our livelihood. This is what we do for a living. So, you know, we've had a lot of questions about, you know, if we can answer things for DIYers. And it's not that we don't want to help the DIYers. It's for the simple fact that it's solely liability. We're not willing to take on a risk for something that someone else did. You know, we don't know what happened behind the scenes. You know, we don't know how you wired something. You know, if you're not versed in electrical, low voltage electrical, if you don't know how to wire something specifically,
you probably shouldn't be doing
yeah,
it.
you probably should not be doing that.
Well, not just burn your coach down. I mean, you could...
Well, that's the worst, I think.
Well, that's... Yeah, right. That is the worst case scenario, obviously. But, you know, if... you know, having a working knowledge of electrical, low voltage, and, you know, AC and DC, less 240 volts and less, you can really do a lot of damage to a coach. You know, fry circuits out if you don't use a proper wire gauge. You know, the wire turns into a fuse if it's not properly gauged right, and then, you know, it heats up and catches fire. I mean, that's just the simple point blank fact of it. Is if you don't understand these principles, please don't do it. Wire gauge is extremely important. I've seen people melt fuse blocks without blowing a fuse. That's because the wire wasn't the right gauge. You know, that's just point blank. If you don't have a working knowledge of it, please don't do it.
Consider having a professional do it for you. It's essentially what it is. We understand that lots of people want to save the money to do it, but I mean, it's not worth the risk in the future to save a couple of bucks because you didn't know what you were doing.
I mean, you're investing thousands of dollars into this and trying to save the money in the wrong spot, basically. So go with a little bit less of a system, pay somebody else to get it installed, and then, you know, whichever professional you choose, just tell them, you know, hey, I want to expand the system later, and make sure that, you know, you have the ability to add more batteries and more solar panels and, you know, that kind of thing. You know, that's just my 2 cents, but unfortunately, I can help with answering, you know, what equipment should you have. As far as wiring the equipment, I can't help you.
Thanks again for joining us on another video. We really appreciate your support. We thank you so much for just following along, and we do have some journey, you know, we do have a journey in this as well as RVers, and eventually you might get to see those videos.
Yeah.
You know, right now we're obviously focused on our work, and, you know, we're super busy. We work from, you know, 5 to 6 days a week, and then the 7th day is travel day. So we have been super duper slammed. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please consider going ahead and subscribing. If you're interested in solar and lithium, please contact us. We've got lots of stuff coming. We're going to be all over the country. We are mobile, as we've said before. We are all over the country, and just because, you know, if you go to our website and you see that we're in Texas in March, it doesn't mean that we are not going to be in your area in April, because I have a feeling.
In March, we're going to be in South Carolina, Tennessee, Ohio, and Texas.
Yes.
So that's 1 month. So.
Yeah, so we're all over the place. So we may be coming back to Florida at some point, but we are probably going to be hitting the Northeast a little bit sooner than we had expected. So unfortunately, that does mean for you West Coasters that we probably will not get to West Coast in the next couple of months. That is still a thing for us. We definitely want to get out to the West Coast.
Yep.
But right now, you know, we have so many clients on the East Coast.
Yep. In June, I think we're supposed to be in Michigan. So maybe as soon as we're done in Michigan, then we'll come across the top of the country and end up in Washington, Oregon area.
Yeah. Absolutely. So just go to our website if you're interested, fill out the contact us form, and then we'll get back to you as soon as possible. So again, if you haven't already subscribed to our channel.
Smash the like button and click the little bell so that you're notified whenever we release new videos.
See you on the road.
Cheesing this morning.
You are cheesing this morning.
It's been a while since we've done one of these.
Really?
Yeah.
Last week?
Did we do one last week?
Pretty sure. Maybe not.
I think we did like 3 last week.
No, it was the week before.
Oh, okay. Oh well.
It was in Wachula.
Wachula.
Okay. You want to do an intro, or do you want me to?
I'll see if I can stumble through it.
Okay.
Stumble fumble. Hi, we're Mike and Leanna of the Dry Campers. And then what else do I do? Like install solar design.
What we do. Yeah.
Okay. Hi. Hi, we're Mike and Leanna of the Dry Campers. We design and install solar and lithium systems. Hi, we're Mike and Leanna. Stop laughing.
I'm not laughing. Just smiling. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please do so. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I took your thing, sorry. If you have,
I did really good that time.
you did fantastic. That was awesome. Anything?